Hello again, and thank you for staying with us. Now, the festive season is upon us, and for many music lovers, this is a time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. The 7th Mahika Mahikeng Music Festival is back and promises to be better than before. This year's festival will take place from the 5th of December to the 8th, and also boasts award-winning musicians such as Lira, Zonke, as well as Bongo Maffin. For more on the festival, I am joined in studio by artists who will be performing. And in studio with me this time is Stoan Seate from Bongo Maffin. Stoan, a great pleasure to have you in studio with us to tell us a bit more about this exciting festival. So Mahika Mahikeng has become a highlight on South Africa's cultural calendar. How does it feel to be part of such a vibrant celebration of music, but also heritage as well?
I think for me, it's a proud moment. You know, over the last few years, we have brought it back, especially after COVID and the lockdown. Oh, yeah. So now, you know, it's really establishing in the calendar. You know, in December, they know that the first weekend, they started off in Mahikeng before, you know, they set the pace for the rest of the country. So for me, it's a great endorsement of a place that has given us so many musicians like Double HP, Tebe, and so many other musicians. So it's a proud moment for me.
It is a proud moment. Yeah. But at the same time, with Bongo Maffin being on this year's lineup, what can audiences expect, especially from your performance this summer?
I think I would add a little bit more. I would add a little bit more of a controversial angle to it. Right. Thandiswa is actually performing as well. She's doing her solo, but she won't be performing with us as Bongo Maffin. And you know, I think it's a great. Now, as a musician, I came in kind of competition element. So it's a really stacked lineup. You know, we've got Mikasa, we've got Zonke, Unati, Vusinova, quite a few. Zolo on the same stage. So I know everybody's planning for everyone else there. So it's going to be a spectacular showcase of everyone's skills. And, you know, us as 30-year veterans of this industry, we want to also, you know, put our thumb down on the scale and show them that, you know, we're still vital as musicians.
Yeah. It's very interesting for me that you mentioned a number of artists that come from the Northwest, many of whom we've celebrated over the years as well. But this festival also celebrates the rich culture, tapestry of Bongo Maffin.
Yeah.
Maybe let's speak about that. How close is this cause to you?
It's very close to me because Bongo Maffin and being a Motswana and expressing myself in Setswana really gave me my breakthrough in the industry, but not just in South Africa. I was able to travel the world because of this art form and the culture and the language. And, you know, it's for me, being able, when we start the concert and the week's activities, we go to the traditional khotla and, you know, to ask for permission from Kgosi Montsiwa. So already from there, we set the tone by making sure we acknowledge Badimo, Limudimo. And so that whole week is an exercise in also bringing and elevating some of the local artists, local, you know, artisans, and so on and so forth. So it's a multifaceted approach to it where we are in the enterprise development side of things, but also, you know, the cultural experiences, there's the tourism aspect of it as well. So for us, it's just a great vehicle for other ways to showcase our beautiful hometown.
I want to pick up on that. I mean, the festival also boasts, or rather boosts, the local economy. In what ways do you think events like Mahika Mahikeng actually contribute to tourism, but also community development, which is something that's often spoken about?
Yeah, it's important that I think, you know, when we motivate the reasons why we want to do a show like this, which costs a lot of money and it's being sponsored by the government, is for us to demonstrate some type of a return on investment. Right. But a lot of the time, you know, you find that people just put that as a side note, a footnote in a proposal. With us, we want to put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. And it's important that we first of all teach and prime the different product owners within the local economy to you know, also prepare themselves for that profit taking.
Right.
So, you know, the younger business people, how to learn to log themselves into that system, and so on and so forth. So every installment that we've done, we become a little bit better at monetizing everything. You know, the roads leading into Mahikeng, there's petrol stations, there's little food stalls coming in, there's accommodation. We always struggle with accommodation. You know, so, you know, I would encourage people to start exploring that Airbnb, bookings.com vibe, and so on and so forth. So there's so many opportunities, and I think some of them we're even blind to in terms of, you know, making sure everyone benefits from this. The younger artists, brushing shoulders with your icons sometimes is all the catalyst that you need in order to get to the level that you want to be. So there's so many areas where we are trying to make sure that we're bringing everybody up.
Stoan, let's go back to talking music. As a seasoned artist, what role do you think especially established musicians can play in really supporting emerging talent? You spoke about this as well. Let's speak about this, particularly in festivals like this one.
I think, first of all, be open as an established musician and an older person to the approaches of the young guys. A lot of them, there's a small majority, minority might be, you know, very abrasive in their approach, but usually the youngsters are very respectful in their approach, and so give them your time and, you know, give them your context so that you can start mentoring younger guys if they have a question about maybe a process for releasing. If you're a DJ Mapori or Kabza is small, you know, these guys idolize you, and just giving them a minute of your time could change their lives. So in that space, it's very important that people are not aloof and, you know, disconnected from that whole environment. So for me, I've always done that. We do workshops as well. You know, before this, I'm working with Kulichana as well on his own project, where we are doing workshops and stuff for the younger musicians, because other people did that for us. Guys like Oskido, Spekere, Mahuta, Bruce Bito, they gave us their skills and their time and their energy in order for us to arrive here. So we have to pay it forward.
Paying it forward. But Mahika Mahikeng is also described as a cultural movement, not just entertainment only. How does music then foster the social cohesion that we keep speaking about and the unity in a diverse country like South Africa?
Yeah, I mean, with the last elections, we've seen that the country is becoming even more diverse in terms of the nuances of what people want for their futures and so on and so forth. So a show like this takes all those diverse groups and have them speaking with one voice, have them singing out of the same hymn book. And for me, it's an opportunity for unity, to recognize that in the bigger picture of things, the things that are similar about us are more than the things that are dissimilar, and therefore that's where we should unite. These are the areas where we should unite. And, you know, music is a mission, not a competition. And therefore, you know, that brings us together, because if I'm there and I vote for this party, or I'm white or black or from this culture, when we sing the same song that we all love, if we all sing Tati's Group at the same time, we're connected in that moment. So for me, that's a great exercise, and we should continue with more like these.
Stoan, as we start winding down our conversation, but also looking ahead, where do you see the Mahika Mahikeng Festival, especially in the next 5 years? How big do you see this festival or movement going?
I would love for this festival to be the biggest in the country. Comparable festivals are like Makufe, and you know, I think there's one in Limpopo, just the name eludes me for the moment. But I want it to be the premier cultural festival in the country. It's a great opportunity for youngsters to get, maybe some of them, that might be a breakout moment. And this year we don't have an international artist, but we have international grade artists on the stage. Hopefully, you know, in the next couple of years we'll be able to bring more than one international artist to perform, but also maybe creating some kind of an exchange, that the musicians that share the stages with the international artist that comes onto our stage are able to do an exchange in their territories as well when they do their cultural festivals.
So people listening to this conversation thinking, geesh, man, how do we get to the festival? Maybe give us those details. When is it happening and how can people access tickets?
Okay, the festival takes place between the 5th and the 8th of December. So that's in just over 2 weeks from now. And we are basically, there's each night that's themed. We're going to have a gospel concert, a youth concert, we're going to have a comedy night, and of course the jazz soul concert, which anchors everything on the Sunday night, the 8th. And basically you can check it out on my handle at Stonito on both Instagram and Facebook, STOANITO, or you can check out the Mahika Mahikeng handle, both on Instagram, Facebook, and of course on Twitter, X, if that's what you call it now. And then, of course, you can follow Arts and Sports Northwest, their handle as well, the department.
Stoan, thank you so much for your time in joining us in studio, really sharing his thoughts on the Mahika Mahikeng Music Festival, also telling revelers what to expect when this festival happens in December.